This is a good place for the mirror. I just have to find the right angle.
The sun's splinter is glowing. Look! Look!
Oops. Has the mirror moved?
The sun is reclaiming its splinter.
No! No! It can't be! It can't be! Ah!
Damn, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, the poor woman. However, I'm not going to get a better opportunity than this. That's how you do it. We've now got 3 pieces of the key out of 12.
The rest of them we'll simply take from the Grand Inquisitor in that monastery. What's it called again?
The Stone Monastery of the Holy Virgin.
But what if there are then still some pieces missing?
No worries. Our collection will then be complete.
Where do you know that from?
Because I'm not deaf. Back home in Tripoli, it was long going around that the noble Grand Inquisitor was going crazy over 3 pieces of crystal. I'd always thought that it was all to do with something that was made of 3 crystal pieces, but now I know what it was really all about.
Then we have exactly the number he has been looking for. Fantastic!
If he only knew how close he's been all this time.
Then let's do it like Rafi has suggested. Let's go to the monastery and grab the rest.
Onward and upward!
Just a minute. How are we actually going to get there?
Quite simple. We follow the caravan route all the way to the mountains. There, you have to go through an arch of rock, and behind that the pilgrim trail begins. Then you just follow that.
What's all this you? Don't you want to come with us, Honourable Emir?
The monastery is easy to reach, and you'll find it easily enough without me. My journey here is at an end. My valued friends, I am turning back.
But why?
On the search for Zerzura, it has become clear to me that I too have a home city for which my heart longs, and for which it is worth fighting. Tripoli. I am needed more urgently there than here.
Then I thank you for your help.
Yes, Emir. Many thanks for that.
I have you to thank, my dear friends.
Live well, Emir.
Live well. May the voices in your hearts always guide your step, and may the ground beneath your feet be ever firm.
The search for Zerzura brought the group directly to the lion's den. They pitched camp close to the monastery where the Grand Inquisitor was allegedly resident. From the distance came the angry rumbling of a gathering storm.
Ramon is sleeping.
Just as well. The journey has taken its toll on him.
Very true. Rocking about on one of those ships of the desert takes it out of anyone, even under normal circumstances.
Well, I'd rather ride 1,000 times over than have to walk.
No, such a camel ride feels worse than sailing in a sinking ship, in a storm, and under cannon fire.
Don't tell me you've already experienced such a thing.
Stop bickering and give some careful thought as to how we're going to get into the monastery.
You're right. The convict is more important now.
I'm just wondering exactly how we're going to get in. Creeping up there wouldn't even work in the dark. There's not one single bush to take cover behind.
What if we happen to be nomads, inquiring about a place to rest our heads?
Might work. The monks in the monastery rely on the hospitality of the Bedouins. Otherwise, they'd have been gone long ago.
Good. So we're Bedouins then.
But not dressed like this. I could maybe pass for a son of the desert, but anyone could see from miles away that you are not from around here.
Then let's get wrapped up in desert garments. A camel hair blanket. Nice and soft. Just the thing for my sick brother.
Thank you, Fedor.
Our little hearth. Hopefully warm enough for Ramon. Now we can put the long lengths of cloth from the corsair's base to good use. Luckily, Jamila and Rafi thought of everything when they did the packing. Water uncovers the secret of the rocks. Ramon is very weak. I better let him rest. That's where we come from. Jamila? Wouldn't it make sense to reconnoiter the monastery before we go into the lion's den?
You want to climb around for hours on end and get yourself spotted in the process? It's better that we don't lose any time. Have you seen Ramon's leg? It's turned black.
Damn it. I'll have another look around.
You do that.
Hello, Rafi.
Hey, Theodoris, what's the plan?
Maybe one of us ought to reconnoiter the monastery.
That would definitely make sense. I can do that.
I'll come with you. And once we get there, then we can go in.
Good. We'll do it without any reconnaissance. It's perhaps better not to draw things out too much. See you later.
Yes.
It looks like that was once a gate. So that's it. The stone monastery of the Holy Virgin. Ramon is very weak. I better let him rest. Hamada, the desert of rocks. Interesting stones. Not enough for a hearth. A mat made of palm fibers. So what's it doing here? This definitely has a deeper purpose. I'll just have a feel inside. Hopefully nothing vicious in there. A handful of grain from the Bedouin camp. A piece of bone, probably a camel rib. Rather a lot of cloth remnants. They ought to do for at least 2 people. The camel metamorphosis still isn't finished. One small hole is all it takes to turn a bone splinter into a needle. The mat is quite easy to split into fibres. Now I only have to get the camel through the eye of the needle. Do-it-yourself wizard. Our cover is ready.
Very good. Let's put them on.
Ramon, we're going to set off for the monastery now. Ramon, are you awake?
Yes, I'm awake. You want to go now?
Exactly, and we'll try and deal with things as fast as we can.
Make sure you are successful. You have to find 9 pieces, not one less.
Of course. Now you look after the other 3.
No, you can't leave them here. What if the soldiers discover the camp? Ramon is much too weak.
You're right. One of us has to stay here with him.
No, I don't want that. Better keep the key fragments on you.
But we can do it, just the 2 of us.
Yes. Maybe I ought to stay on guard here and...
No. What you have to do is much more important than anything else. And you need every man for the task.
Even if one's a woman.
All right, then we ought to get going.
Yes. Get a move on.
No one home.
Or visitors aren't welcome.
Could also be that nobody heard us knocking. The door looks pretty thick.
Hello? Is there anybody there? Hello?
Locked. There has to be some way of making your presence known.
I'll have a look around.
Raffi, wait. Perhaps it's better anyway if we split up.
Right. Someone should stay outside and keep the way back secure.
And what with me being the spare part at this Bedouin wedding? I suppose it's obvious.
Nonsense. If something goes wrong, we're all in this together. That's what it's about.
What's wrong with Jamila? Why can't she stay outside?
Because I can probably fight better than you 2 put together? I'm definitely going in there.
All right, then. I'll clamber around here a little and see if there's maybe another entrance.
And if it's not too much trouble, one that might serve as an exit too?
Thanks, Raffi. There's something in Latin chiseled into the wall. Only he who knows the secret of the rocks will gain entry. There's something in Latin chiseled into the wall. Only he who knows the secret of the rocks will gain entry. There's something in Latin chiseled into the... Jamila? Do you think Raffi is annoyed because he has to stay outside?
Definitely not. In the end, we're doing all this for him too. He was acting like that to put you in a bad mood. With some success, as one can see.
Only he who knows the secret of the rocks will gain entry. Can you make anything of it?
Secret of the rocks. Didn't you find something similar on one of the dead soldiers in the temple?
What are we going to do now?
It can't be that there's no doorbell. Travellers must definitely come here seeking sanctuary.
Maybe you can only get in here with a secret password.
But there's no one to hear it. And if we were to climb up and try to...
No, our disguise is perfect. We just have to find the hidden doorbell or a secret opening mechanism.
You're just afraid of climbing, Fedor. Perhaps you think I hadn't noticed?
Rubbish! We simply have much more chance of getting close to the key fragments if we can move around freely in there. Perhaps there's a kind of lever or a bell rope in the holes.
Maybe, or maybe not.
Have a feel inside.
Why me? Aren't you the hero?
I'll have another look around.
You do that.
There are some big holes in the wall. And what's that? Aha! A cross! Well, when you're on the way to see a Grand Inquisitor, having a cross surely can't hurt. A metal cross. This hole is smaller, probably has a different function. Interesting. The water runs back out of one of the other holes. Now, we really need to see if there's any logic behind these sayings. I can feel a rope.
Perhaps some kind of doorbell?
Greetings, travellers. What is your wish?
We're looking for a shelter for the night, and we're hoping to find it here.
And you can have water, but shelter? Well, the caravans usually always camp in the shelter of the rocks.
But we're not traveling with a caravan. There are only two of us.
Are you now? Why is that?
We, are on a quest.
What kind of quest?
No, sorry. That's a request. We have received a request to, marry. I'm the bride, and this is my brother who is taking me to the bridegroom's camp.
Exactly. The brother takes the bride to the groom. That has been our custom for hundreds of years.
If that is so, come in. Wait here, please. I'll have to inform the abbot.
Do you think he bought it?
What? That we're brother and sister? Why not? He can't really think anything else at this point.
I'm happy to change that at any time.
Definitely not, as long as we're wearing this stuff.
You're right. It's already hard enough not to reveal ourselves. I nearly ruined it back there. Good job you stepped in like that.
Don't worry. As long as we don't act to raise their suspicions, our disguise is perfect. The hood throws a shadow over your eyes. No one will notice anything.
Welcome to the monastery of the Holy Virgin. We have enough room. You are most welcome to spend the night here.
That is very friendly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It looks like there is a storm brewing. You have come here most opportunely.
May Allah hold his hand in protection over this monastery.
Now that is certainly not necessary, for God's blessing has been upon us for a considerable time now. You are most certainly exhausted from your journey. He will show you the way to your sleeping quarters. The evening meal is being prepared at this time, if you would care to wait a little.
But of course, we thank you for your hospitality. Looks almost like a military encampment. Looks like further guests are expected. Looks almost like a military... A monk keeping his eyes closed. A painting of the Virgin Mary and Jesus. There must have been a statue standing in the niche at one time. There must have been a statue standing in the niche at one time. Plain monastery-style wooden beds. That looks wider than the other beds. Also doesn't look like it's been used. As long as the monk is praying here, I won't be able to take a closer look unnoticed. Excuse me? Venerable monk? He seems to be lost in prayer. In the monastery, we should really only talk to each other when it's absolutely necessary. A monk who keeps silent, or who summons all others to be silent. I hope Ramon is all right. We shouldn't leave him on his own for too long. The Bell of the Holy Virgin. That must be the abbot's bedchamber. An impressive monastery you have here.
It's very ancient, I have to say. I've only been here a few days myself.
Are there many monks who wear metal clothes?
You Bedouins are funny. I'm not a monk. I'm a soldier.
Aha, a soldier, right. There's a monk praying in the dormitory. He doesn't answer when you ask him something.
Well, that's quite usual for him. He starts praying every day at noon and then only stops when it's time for the evening meal.
When is the evening meal served? My stomach's been grumbling for days.
You'll have to be patient, like all the others. Just wait for the bell to ring. Today, though, it might take a bit longer.
Why is that?
Well, yes, it's something special. If I could only find the right herbs for it.
The herbs are for the evening meal.
Yes, of course they are. Would you think I'm kneeling here in the dirt just for fun?
And why are you looking at the book at the same time?
This is a book of herbal lore. I'm a soldier, not an expert on soup ingredients.
May your God protect you.
And may yours protect you, Bedouin.
The cook uses that to ring the bell for the evening meal. Practical. He can keep the fire burning without getting his fingers dirty. Cooking things. Pans, spices, recipes. Nothing that I can use. The monks eat at this table. The stairs to the Grand Inquisitor's bedchamber must be behind there. I can't get in there right away. The stove is unlit. Greetings, venerable monk.
God be with you, dear guest. Call me Brother Jeremiah.
You're preparing quite a lot of food here, I see.
There is half an army to be fed.
Half an army? There's only one man standing in the yard.
At least a dozen soldiers are still on their way here. At least, that is what I've been told.
A dozen soldiers in this peaceful monastery? Why?
That's down to our prominent guest, the Grand Inquisitor. He always travels with a big entourage.
A kind of king?
As powerful as a king, but following the way of the Lord. It's a special honor to have him here.
And what brings his powerful lord to the middle of the desert?
He does not say, but I bear no misgivings as to his intentions. He is a man of the church, after all.
The herb soldier doesn't seem to be up to his task. He has a book on herbs in his hand, but I doubt he can read.
Lord forgive me.
What?
Not you. Oh, one really must do everything oneself.
This way suspicion won't fall on me. Now I just have to make sure that the cook uses the bellows. I'll just damp down the fire a little. The meal smells delicious. Well, have you finally gathered all the herbs together?
After picking out the poisonous roots and the weeds myself, yes. Dear God, why do those confounded Vesper bells always ring too early?
Dinner ready.
Are you hungry? Or will you keep watch whilst I have a look around the dormitory?
Go. I'll keep watch.
This shrine looks somewhat strange. That wasn't it. Perhaps I'll find some clues here in the monastery. A monk keeping his eyes closed. I only hope it can be moved without any problems. I thought so! A secret door! Strange. I can't see any kind of opening mechanism. That's it. That way is down into the cellar, and there's probably not just wine stored down there. There is definitely enough water. How do you light a candle that is so high up? There are lots of sacks lying around over there. Oh, one of them is moving. Hello?
Who is there? I do not know your voice.
Oh, I am just a traveler who has lost his way in the monastery. And who are you?
I am the abbot of this monastery.
The abbot? But how? I thought... So who was it that welcomed us?
You didn't come alone?
No, I also didn't get lost.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for the Grand Inquisitor. Did he lock you in here?
Yes, and he is obsessed with power, and has even cleared me, his old teacher, out of his way.
You were his teacher?
It was many years ago. I took him in here at the monastery and trained him as a devout monk. But his desire for knowledge and power has always been strong. He went off into the world as a monk and came back as the Grand Inquisitor.
But why? What is he trying to do?
My brothers report that there's a secret casket that he is supposed to have in his room. Inside it is something, so they say, that poisons his mind.
Do you know what's meant by that?
Well, probably a key for something that promises him access to even greater power.
I think I know what is in the casket. That's why I'm here. I'll put a stop to the Inquisitor's plans.
If it is revenge you seek, then I advise you against it. Turn to God, that he may take the hatred away from you.
No, it is not hatred that drives me. I'm here to bring back the contents of the casket to where it belongs, and where he can cause no harm with them.
If that is so, then I will help you.
And how can you help me, Venerable Abbot?
There are secret passages all around this building, and I know them all. From here, there is a shaft that leads to the roof of the dormitory. I cannot, but you could climb up to my room this way without being noticed. The Grand Inquisitor has taken up residence there, and I'm sure that is also where he keeps the casket hidden.
I will do that, thank you. But what will happen to you? How can I help you?
Do not worry about me. God is at my side, and by my brothers too. The time will come when the Grand Inquisitor will leave, and then I'll be free again.
How long have you been locked up down here?
Many weeks, I think. I've lost all sense of time.
Do you get enough to eat?
Yes, my brothers look after me well. Especially Brother Jeremiah. He cooks for me, brings me books and candles. But my eyes have become so bad. I miss the sun.
Brother Jeremiah? Well, I never. Your brothers could do more for you, though. They could inform the Pope of what's going on in your monastery.
And draw the Grand Inquisitor's hatred upon me and be charged with heresy? No, the price is too high.
Thank you for your help, Venerable Abbot.
May God protect you.
These old tattered sacks serve as the abbot's bed.
I can spare one. Take it.
The abbot said this is the shaft. What are these ropes hanging here? I'll give it a pull and see what happens. I thought so. The ropes are connected, and are probably hung over a pulley up there. The ropes need a counterweight so that they can carry me. The leftover cloth and the bag are saturated. That should carry my weight. That works. Damn, someone's coming. What's the Grand Inquisitor planning? Is he going to deploy an army? Raffi, did the soldiers catch him? But why is he walking behind them unbound? What the hell is Raffi doing talking to the Grand Inquisitor? What's going on?
Fedor, we've got no time. We've got to get the key fragments. Now!
Those are the abbot's books. Fortunately, Brother Jeremiah makes sure he doesn't waste away down in the cellar. Mary full of grace. And what have we here? A key! Doesn't fit. The key is much too big. I wonder what's in there. Just the abbot's clothes chest. An ivory cross. It's heavier than I thought. The Grand Inquisitor is probably used to something a bit more comfortable. Looks as though the Grand Inquisitor makes plans and studies late into the night. A cross. Doesn't this belong above a bed or a prayer chair? And the weight is somehow peculiar. As I thought.
Damn! The Inquisitor and his men have just entered the building. Come on, let's get out of here.
The casket is much too bulky. I've nearly got the fragments out. Just a minute. It must work with 2 knives. The other 9 key fragments. We've got them!
Him! He has the key fragments.
Raffi, what are you doing?
Well done, Mr. Grave Robber. You'll get the rest of the golds. Kill him, but don't scratch the key fragments, you hear me?
Quick, help me up there.
Hurry! They're catching up! Ramon, we have to get out of here. Fast!
Have you got the key fragments? Have you got them? And where's Raffi?
We've got the key fragments. I'll explain the rest later. Come on now, we have to go.
They're over there. I can see them.
Follow them. Bring them to me, dead or alive.
Faster! The Inquisitor is right behind us.
Into the sandstorm. Quick! Ramon!
I'm here.
Cover up with this!
The storm passed, and the sun shone high in the sky. They had made it. They had thrown off their pursuers, survived the sandstorm. And there it was, finally. Their longed-for destination, the dream come true, the crossing to a better world, the city gate of Zerzura.
Zerzura! We've really found it!
I can't believe it. I'm dreaming. Or am I waking?
Yes, that is the city gate of Zerzura, brother. We are there. Could be Bastet, the goddess with the head of a cat. But as we're just outside Zerzura, I would say it's more likely to be Sekhmet, the lion-headed goddess. An old cart, no longer roadworthy. There's only one broken wheel left on it. The other is missing. There's a lot of sand lying here that the sandstorm blew between the rocks. The air is still full of sand. Insurmountable. For us, there is only one way through the gate. The white dove symbolizes Zerzura. It's something like the animal in a city's coat of arms. The gate to Zerzura. Impressive. A recess in the gate. There are various symbols all around it. The wheel is broken, but the metal rim still seems to be all right. I'll take it with me. A bar that was used as a spoke is still useful. Jamila is on lookout duty. I better not distract her. Ramon?
Yes, brother?
How do you open the gate?
The key fragments need to be inserted correctly. They then form a circle that should be the key to Zerzura. It was never intended for the circle to be removed from the gate. That's why you have to put it together in the gate itself.
What do the eyes in the gate mean?
Those are the eyes of Horus, the god of the sky. His eyes are the sun and the moon. Together they stand for everything beyond the earth and the unified power of Horus.
Do you know anything else about the symbols on the gate?
Of course. I've been guarding and nurturing this knowledge all these years. The right eye is also assigned to Ra, the sun god, who is the sun itself. It is a symbol to protect against evil.
And what about the dove?
Doves are sacred animals, here in Zerzura too. They are seen as guests of the gods.
See you soon.
Yes, see you later, Fedor.
I wonder if that's the keyhole. The key is inserted. All the pieces fit, but it doesn't move.
You need to turn the key.
Sure, turn it, but how? There's no handle on it.
Then make one, Mr. Inventor.
The key fragments are in the gate, but it's still closed. Jamila is on lookout duty. I'd better not distract her. Ramon?
Yes, brother?
We're so close to our goal now. All the key fragments fit, but nothing's happening.
There's a fable about the gate, but I don't know how it could help.
Do you think the gate opens when we tell it a story? Why not? We are in Zerzura after all.
Not quite, and that's the problem. What are these symbols all around it?
Perhaps there's something about that in my notes. I can at least say they aren't Egyptian characters.
You said that the key has to be turned somehow.
Yes, in a very particular way.
But how? Each piece individually, or all together?
I think all together. If you turn them individually, they'll become tangled.
But the key is still made of 12 pieces. They can't be turned easily.
Perhaps if you stabilise them from the outside?
I'd like to hear the story about the gate.
Once a little bird sat in front of a white gate that was embedded in a huge mountain. He couldn't go up the mountain because he had broken one of its wings. The bird was lamenting his misfortune when a cat sneaked up. Because the bird had never seen such an elegant animal before, he asked it bluntly if it could help it. The cat was surprised at the courage of the little bird. She decided to wait a while before eating it, and asked it what it needed help with. The bird spoke of its nest above the gate, and that it absolutely had to get back to its eggs. There was nothing easier for the cat than to climb up there, and she offered to carry the bird in her mouth. She planned to eat it and the eggs, but the bird didn't suspect anything. He climbed thankfully into the cat's mouth, and she jumped from stone to stone up to its nest. Yet once they reached it, the cat got a shock, as there sat a huge vulture. The cat turned on its heels, and the little bird jumped out of its mouth. He wanted to protect his eggs in the nest, but the vulture approached him menacingly. As the bird closed its eyes, full of fear, the white gate under him opened, and the mountain shook. The vulture flew away, and the bird was once again left undisturbed in his home.
See you soon.
Yes, see you later, Theodore.
The metal ring would hold the key fragments together, but it's a bit too big. It fits, but the ring is a bit too loose to turn it. The key fragments are in the gate, but it's still closed. Now the ring is stabilized.
I've been dreaming of this moment all my life.
Impressive.
The White City.
That way. Yes, exactly. It must be somewhere there.
What must be there? What are you looking for, Ramon?
Our house, Fedor. The house I was born in.
You can remember that. You were only 5 when you left this place.
But I see it in my dreams. There. Back there.
Ramon!
Oh no! Ramon! He's unconscious, but he's still breathing.
We need the healing water.
Fetch it. I'll look after him in the meantime.
Where could it be? That's the Temple of Zerzura, and inside is the healing water. I'm so very close. The houses look like they've been hewn straight from the rocks. Because of those buildings, Zerzura is called the White City. An attractive old house. Nice architecture. I've no idea who used to live here. I wonder if the lion's head means anything. Perhaps this is the house that Ramon grew up in. The garden must have been beautiful back then. Everything has long since dried out. A huge crevasse, dizzyingly deep and insurmountable. I could easily get over with the drawbridge, but unfortunately it's on the wrong side.